Loading. Monokuma statue. Da-dum, da-dum. Tschüss, Statue. As usual, we walk towards the elevator in silence. As soon as the remaining survivors stepped aboard, we descended. Perhaps because there were fewer of us, the elevator seemed to move faster. As soon as we fell faster and faster downward into the black. Okay, wir machen ein Codewort. Wenn ich mir weiter weiß, sagst du einfach Aubergine und dann helfe ich, okay? Was soll ich denn Aubergine sagen? Also nur, wenn ich selbst weiß. Or is it? Boy, they look really depressed. Must be because there's even less participants now. Don't say they look depressed, you will make one of them sad. As much as I would love to keep hearing their terrible back and forth. Let's hurry up and get it started. At last, the crossover will begin. I hope you enjoy it to your heart's content. Dum dum. Angie Yonaga, the ultimate artist. She created the Ultimate Academy Student Council to try to prevent a killing game. Then Tenko Kabashira, the ultimate Aikido master. She hated man, but I knew that she hated this terrible killing game even more. Then the two were killed, were both trying to stand stop. What? Was it one person? Oh, das sind noch alle Leben bei diesem Bild. We need to pin that down in the class trial. In order to live, we have to find the truth. And I will fight for it. I will fight with the truth and lies in this class trial. Ich hoffe, ich muss nicht wieder lügen irgendwo. Do you want to save? Yes. Would you like to restart? Nein. Kann ich neue Skills holen? Ich habe 5 von den Blütendingern. Downshift, Upshift, Trigger Happy. Decreases the Upshift, increases the speed of the erectile effect during the non-stop debates, can't be combined with Downshift. Das würde ich mir vielleicht sogar holen. Saint Miko's ability. Silence all conversations, expect deuce erectile is on, effective during the mass panic. See silence loud voices, effective conversation, expect deuce erectile is on. Dann nehme ich das hier. So, ich habe leider nur noch einen Point. Oder hätte ich den anderen nehmen sollen. Tension gauge will increase at a faster rate even during the argument event. She has removes the time penalty for breaking a non-erasable piece. Effective during the also das makes it easier to push the opponent back during blade block. Effective okay. Increase the amount of letter cubes that can be acquired at once. Effective during Psych's Taxi. The entire screen will light up more frequently. Effective during the hangman. Das wäre praktisch noch gewesen, aber ich nehme das lieber. Few Handbook. True Bullets. Necromonicon, Resurrection Ritual. Da war das. Katana mit Gold abblättert. Injury on the written forehead was not bleeding as much. Doctor stuck her head, the blood on it. Mit dem Schloss ihrer Aussage, sondern das Student Council asked her. Zylinderlock, er kann es aufknacken. Song. Ja, the keyboard he can emit a blinding light from his eyes. Die Statue wiegt einige Kilo. The sheet has blood on the inside. Ein Loch in der Ecke. Da hat jemand die Waffe runtergeworfen. Nee. During the seance there was a loud sound while it was completely dark. Magic Circle Code Drew. Der ist komplett zerstört. It is impossible to check the original shape. Der Stein, der könnte dunkel geleuchtet haben. Die Sicht der von der Ultimate Assassin's Lab. The blade was about 6 inches long and the blood was still wet. Da ist trockenes Blut. Das ist abgesägt. Not where the sounds held. He had stepped through one of the floorboards that room also had a part of. Investigating the neighboring room where the sounds was held. Okay. Dann kann man jetzt mal starten. Class Trial. Ich nehme am besten noch einen Schluck.
Now then, let's begin with the basic explanation of the class trial. During the trial, you'll present your arguments for who the culprit is and vote for who done it. Vote correctly, and only the blackened will be punished. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will graduate from this academy. Also, refusing to vote will result in your death, so you better vote for someone. Now, smiles everyone! It's showtime! Let's get this crazy awesome trial underway!
Sorry everyone, I don't think I'm gonna be much help this time. Because of Monokuma's disruptions, I couldn't do a thorough investigation.
I can tell Monokuma is overcompensating to hide his self-consciousness.
Next time, spend less time fixing your hair and more time investigating, spaceman!
Shut up! I don't need to hear some comedy act from you two weirdos.
Der Omas Schuss nicht das Genick gebrochen hat. Bist immer noch da?
Killed Angie and Tenko.
Do not let your emotions hasten your judgment. There may be two killers.
So, our other culprit might not be one of us here.
Also, was hat die mit ihrem Problem?
What do you mean?
The transfer student.
Nein.
Maybe our resurrected transfer student dragged Angie and Tenko into the grave.
Stop it! Stop making stuff up!
Say something, Shuichi.
It'll be a mess if this keeps going on.
It's even possible that, well, das Necromonicon war noch da. Es muss ja verbrennt werden für die Zeremonie. War wieder weg, also manchmal bekomme ich was mit. Necromonicon.
This crime was committed by the recently deceased. They came back to life and killed 2 of our classmates.
No! So, ritual did work?
Who was resurrected, I wonder?
Angie did say she was gonna bring Rantaro back. Yes. Rantaro.
Ja, genau.
The culprit is the Rantaro Amami.
Please, stop it!
Something. Okay, wo muss ich jetzt das Necromonicon da abhalten?
This crime was committed by the recently deceased. They came back to life and killed 2 of our classmates.
No! Ritual did work?
Muss ich das hier? Ja, okay, das war das Richtige. Das wurde nicht mal abgehalten.
I don't think Angie's ritual succeeded. According to the Necronomicon Monokuma showed us, you have to burn the Necronomicon in the ritual.
Die Zeichnungen da drin sind super schön.
If Angie's ritual had succeeded, the book would have been gone.
So she must have been killed before the ritual was complete, since the book was still intact.
Then, going to think Rantaro probably not culprit.
Oh, I guess you're right.
Ah, schon mal den ersten Schwachsinn ausgemerzt.
Well, duh. There's no way a dead person could resurrect.
Now hold on a second. I can't let that comment stand. Sure, everybody knows that you can't bring the dead back to life. But it's easy at the Ultimate Academy, as long as you use the Necronomicon.
What are you talking about? There's no way that's possible.
But it's true. I never lie about motives.
Ah.
Daddy said so, so he can't be wrong. Raising the dead is totally possible.
Man, I can't believe you guys wasted such a perfectly good motive.
Ja.
Should have let me use it to bring Monodum back to life.
Was?
Monodum is still alive, though.
I'm just kidding.
Nächstes Zuhören, weil ich nirgendwo Platz hatte, das Handy hinzulegen, so dass ich drauf schauen kann.
Oh? So resurrecting the dead was actually possible this whole time?
There's no way it's possible.
There's no way that could happen, idiots. Monokuma is trying to confuse us. Let's hurry up and find out who the Blackened is.
If our transfer student isn't the culprit, then blame falls to one of us.
Mein WLAN reicht nicht bis zur Küche.
Who did it?
Himiko ist pissed.
Side half pint, I'll handle this.
Oh nein!
I don't know about Tenko, but I'm pretty fucking sure Kyo murdered Angie.
What? Why?
Don't play dumb with me, creep show. I already know what happened.
Nur weil es sein Schwert war? Oh. Jeder hätte das scheiß Schwert nehmen können.
The culprit used a katana to kill Angie. And it was found in Kyo's research lab. Which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
But anyone could have taken that katana, you see.
So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
I did not care about some katana.
Just admit it, you shit-eating worm. You went to the classroom
Ah, das Log.
and murdered the fuck out of Angie. Oh yeah, I'm a fucking genius!
Oh Gott.
The culprit used a katana to kill Angie. And it was found in Kyo's research lab. Which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
But anyone could have taken
The katana, you see? So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo. I did not care about
some katana.
Just admit it, you shitty worm. You went to the classroom.
Okay, dann war's doch. Das gucke ich die Logbring. Siehst du, Max? Neo fuckt einen nur ab, wenn man die nervige... Ja.
The culprit used a katana to kill Angie. And it was found in Kyo's research lab. Which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious. But anyone could have taken that katana, you see? So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo. I did not care about some
Katana.
Just admit it, you shit-eating worm. The classroom broke in.
Auch nicht? Hä?
Oh no!
Hä?
Culprit used a katana to kill Angie.
Die Front Door?
And it was found in Kyo's research lab. Which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious. But anyone could have taken that katana, you see? So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo. I did not care about some katana. Just admit it, you shitty worm. You went to the classroom, broke.
Hä? Front Door? Die war abgeschlossen, der kann nicht eingebrochen sein. Oder war es doch zu Mugis Account?
The culprit used a katana to kill Angie.
Doch kam Mugis Account.
Lab. Which makes you, Kyo,
Hä?
But anyone could have taken that katana, you see.
So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo. I did not care about some katana. Just admit it, you shitty worm. You went to the classroom.
Ah. Man kann also doch nicht einbrechen. Ich komme schon drauf. Noch.
No, Kyo would not have been able to enter Angie's lab. Isn't that right, Tsumugi?
Yeah. Before Angie locked herself up in her research lab, she said she wasn't going to open up for anyone but student council members.
And Kyo is not a member. She wouldn't have opened the door for him.
Kyo couldn't have killed Angie even if he wanted to.
I had no desire to kill her in the first place.
So whoever killed Angie must have been one of the student council members, yeah?
Nicht unbedingt. Kokichi geht auch.
I was doing a bit to lead you to the right answer. Can't believe you actually got it.
Oh, how clever.
You can just ignore her, Gonta.
The remaining student council members are Gonta, Kibo, Tsumugi, and Himiko.
Well, it can't be Himiko. She was besties with Angie. I trust their friendship. You guys do too, right?
Oh Gott.
Yeah, of course.
Can we trust their friendship so readily?
Obviously. Let's believe in them.
That trims our list of suspects down to 3. Gonta, Tsumugi, and Kibo.
Yep. The culprit is one of those 3 people.
You mean one of those 2 people? Because a robot ain't people, Jack.
Das ist...
We'll let that remark slide. Anyway, aren't these accusations just a tad too hasty?
Ja.
What else? The culprit should confess already. Gonta, Keyboy, or Tsumugi? Well...
No, not Gonta. Gonta would never kill Angie.
Yeah, Gonta's a gentleman. You shouldn't suspect either of us.
Hey, stick up for me too.
Gonta definitely not hurt anyone. Torture Gonta if you don't believe.
Torture might be a bit too far, but Gonta and I aren't the culprits.
And I'm not the culprit either.
Oh. Oh nein! Haltet die Klappe! Nicht schon wieder die Kacke. Ah. Actor
Must consider other possibilities. Surely there must be suspects outside the student council.
That's utterly impossible.
A dead chick
Not just
can't be the
anyone can open
culprit.
that door.
Why?
Only student council members had access.
Look, I don't know who the
I
culprit
didn't know
is.
robots told such boys.
Ah, kann ich noch mal. Ja, können wir mal bitte
That's
kurz.
utterly impossible.
Dead chick
Not just
can't be the
anyone can.
culprit.
Only student council members.
Ah, das tut mir leid. Ich mag jetzt Tsumugi etwas, wie sie, weil sie mein süßes Gott verteidigt. So kann ich sie immer noch nicht leiden.
No, it wasn't just student council members that could have opened that lab door.
What was it you said earlier about Kyo opening the door, Shuichi? Unless you're a student council member, you can't enter Angie's lab.
I was referring to Kyo. He couldn't have done it, but you could have. Because I saw you open the classroom lock by picking it.
Oh. Click, click. Clack. There, open sesame.
Oh, that happened? I totally forgot.
So you're going to pretend you don't remember, huh?
Quit glaring at me like that. Of course I remember. Yeah, I did it. I killed Angie.
Ja, schön.
Wait, what? What did you do?
I picked the lock to her lab, snuck into the room,
Warum muss er jetzt so eine Scheiße?
killed Angie. The culprit was me, all along.
What are you saying? Is this some kind of joke?
Nah, no joke. I thought that if I confessed, I could atone for my sins. And it helped. I feel so...
Wait, so Kokichi real?
No, he's lying. I think. Maybe?
He's lying. I'm certain of it.
No, definitely not a lie. I killed Angie. Shouldn't you guys believe the culprit when they confess?
Then let me ask you, culprit. How did you lock the room?
Huh? It's the same as opening it. You pick the door closed from the outside.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Huh? What doesn't make sense? Can't you lock a door by picking it?
Nein, kann man nicht.
Maybe, but
Oder?
that's not how the culprit locked the room.
Ah, vielleicht doch geht das doch.
They used a different method.
What different method?
Yeah, Mumbles. Use your big boy voice and explain yourself.
Ja, erklär's mir bitte auch mal, Shirley.
There were 2 doors to the classroom, and the one locked last was. That's it.
Yay, richtig.
The back door. That's how they made this a locked room mystery.
The back door had a sliding lock, yes? How was it locked from the outside?
The culprit used a certain tool.
Was hat er denn benutzt? Was hat er denn benutzt? Das nicht. Das ist die Sichel. Was ist hier drin? Katana? Ja, Katana. Fuck. War es nicht das hier? Yeah, ich bin nicht doof. Wie hat er das Katana benutzt?
Gold leaf katana that was stabbed into Kaede's effigy. The culprit used that to hit the knob of the sliding lock to lock the door.
So the gold leaf was on the sliding lock
Because when the katana hit the lock, some of the gold leaf rubbed off on it. The gold leaf on that katana did peel rather easily.
That evidence rings a bell. Specifically, a school bell.
Huh? Are you talking about a different school? What school was it?
Now, that doesn't matter anymore. Let's not dwell on the past.
Warum macht er eine Anspielung auf Teil 1?
Ooh, the gold leaf landed on the sliding lock when the katana touched it. So that means the culprit used the katana to move the sliding lock, right? But wait, how did they move it with the katana? And from outside Angie's lab?
The clue that might give us the answer is the layout of the area itself.
Hä?
It was an odd setup after all. The katana stabbed into the effigy. The effigies hung upside down.
Angie didn't do that as part of
Teil
the
1.
ritual?
Weil das Katana auch mit dem Gold abgeblättert ist, hat Monokuma irgendwas mit der Schulglocke gesagt.
No. Nowhere in the Necronomicon did it say you had to hang the effigies.
If it was not part of the ritual, then it must have been for a different purpose, right?
I don't know what could have been. The culprit somehow used the setup to lock the door. In that case, I need to know the reason behind every step of that setup. If I do that, the way the culprit locked the door, the room should be clear. Psych-Taxi! Oh toll. Ich hab keine Ahnung! Brumm, brumm, brumm! Der hat seine Hände nicht am Lenkrad, wie steuert der? Volltreffer! What? Handle of the... Touched? I turned the handle of the sliding lock. Kann ich lenken? Nee. Connors Hill to effigy hand. Miss. Au. Aua. Das sah gerade böse aus. Oh Gott. Dass Angie hässliche Schuhe hat. Was hast du? Warum schaust du eigentlich immer auf hässliche Schuhe? Hey, nächste Woche kommt, glaube ich, Life is Strange 2, die nächste Episode raus, oder? Ist nächste Woche der 24. nicht? What was done to move the katana, turn the lock? It's time to make the katana turn the lock. Sliding lock was tampered with it. Ich habe schon wieder das Falsche genommen. Ich habe keine Ahnung, wie er das gemacht hat. Ich weiß nicht, ob das gerade mal rauskommt. Wie hat er das gemacht? Soll sich das irgendwann klar werden während der Investigation, wie das gemacht hat? Oh, überall steht Angie und das Student Council. Hä, so war ich doch gar nicht an der Wand. Ah, das ist jetzt mies. Who was the effigy manipulated? How was the energy manipulated to make the katana affect the lock? How to affect the lock? Spinning it, making it false. Whoops. Making it fall? Nein. Auf geile Schuhe, ich schaue auf geile Schuhe. Hässliche Schuhe, da muss man hinschauen, um zu sehen, was Geschmacksverwirrung macht. Erreicht ist connected.
That's it. The reason the culprit stuck the katana into the effigy was so that it would hit the sliding lock as the effigy spun.
Effigy spun?
That's right. If you spun the effigy, the rope it was hanging from would twist. Then, if you let it go, the rope would unwind and the effigy would spin the other way. And of course, the katana would spin with it.
Ja, und genau so trifft es das.
So the culprit simply needed to spin the effigy's rope and then swiftly leave. This would cause the spinning katana to hit the sliding lock. And thus was the back door of an empty classroom locked from the inside.
Yes, that's how Angie's lab was locked. By using the effigy with the katana.
A plan born from the heart of a sword traveling through the air to intercept us. Oh, but could it have moved the slide lock so easily?
The sliding lock was pretty loose. A little push could move it. As long as the spinning katana hit the lock, it would have slid into position.
Even if the culprit failed the first couple times, they could keep trying until it locked.
Which is why the culprit chose to strike at nighttime, as to avoid detection.
Ja.
Since the student council prohibited anyone from walking around at nighttime.
Are you saying it's the student council's fault?
I didn't say that.
In any case, the culprit probably used the murder weapon for this trick. It had to have been the right length to hit the sliding lock from the effigy.
The culprit culprit couldn't find a blade long enough in my lab, so they settled for the katana.
Oh.
The other effigies were only hung up, so we think it was some kind of ceremony. That way, we wouldn't notice the lock trick.
Aber muss denn Kaede sein, die das dort gesteckt wurde?
But Kokichi did say earlier that he could have picked the lock closed. I don't want to completely ignore that possibility, but I can't imagine the culprit would have done all this just for a distraction.
If that's the case, then Kokichi's confession earlier was actually...
Seriously? You fucking lied again?
Cough it up, Kokichi!
Oh, man. You guys got me. I'm not the culprit.
Oh, ich bin nicht der Böse. Tut mir leid, ich bin nicht der Mörder.
You're telling the truth this time, right?
I want to say I'm lying, but I'm not.
Why did you say you were the culprit?
I wanted to lure the culprit out. If I claimed to be the culprit, then the real culprit would agree as well. You get me? And if they pressured me to confess, then that would have looked mighty suspicious. Sheesh. Darn it. It didn't go my way because Shuichi butted in on my plan.
You and your fucking lies! Go sit in the corner and play with yourself!
Okay, I'll start right now.
Alright, so who's the asshole who set up this locked room mystery?
Mew, I can't hold it up anymore.
Was?
What's the matter? You going soft on me now?
Was?
Who made the locked room mystery doesn't matter since anyone could have done it. Don't you even understand something as basic as that, you filthy cum dumpster?
Was?
Cum dumpster!
Was?
Someone finally called me a cum dumpster!
Was? Was geht hier ab? Was hat die für Probleme?
What should we talk about now?
We must focus not on the locked room, but on who entered Angie's lab. Only one of the student council members or Kokichi could have gained entry. Therefore, the culprit must be among their number.
That leaves us with 4 suspects. Tsumugi, Gonta, Kibo, and Kokichi.
Also meine Hauptverdächtigen sind noch Tsumugi und Himiko.
Don't forget Himiko. She's also a part of the student council. Doesn't matter if she was besties with Angie, she's still a suspect.
That contradicts what you said earlier, which I can prove using my recording.
It's fine. That's just a waste of time.
Me? A suspect? Never kill Angie!
So, calling all suspects, what should we discuss next? I want to hear everyone's opinion. What would you say to get yourself off the suspect list?
Why are you trying to lead the debate? You're a suspect too.
Silence, outsider. Only the suspect rangers are allowed to speak.
Oh Mann, ich mag Oma etwas. Etwas. Dankeschön, dass du sie beleidigt hast. Ich weiß nicht, ob sie das als Beleidigung gesehen hat. Wenn sie so wenig Selbstwertgefühl hat, kann es sich ändern. Ich sehe es als Beleidigung. Und dann danke, Oma.
Suspect rangers? I agree. Those under suspicion should explain themselves thoroughly. We might catch them with their pants down.
Anyway, I want to ask the suspect rangers, what should we talk about? What should we say to get ourselves off the suspect list? Well, guys, I want to hear what you think.
That's sort of a difficult question, you know?
Gonta not smart enough to know answer to that.
Yes, it is difficult to formulate a logical response to that question.
Not articulate with words, huh? Don't you guys want to prove your innocence?
They don't trust you one bit, and I don't blame them. You're probably plotting.
Did Tenko have to die?
Warum macht sich Himiko gerade so verdächtig?
I want to know what happened to Angie too, but... Can we talk about Tenko's case now and not just Angie?
I got you exactly where I wanted, Himiko.
Was?
What do you mean?
The 2 victims could have been killed by 2 separate murderers, you know. So we need to find the first blackened responsible for the first victim. We gotta figure out who killed Angie. Until we solve Angie's case, Tenko's case is meaningless. Did you suggest that to waste our time?
It's not meaningless! Tenko's death was meaningless? How dare you!
Oh Gott, der Zwerg spricht.
Poor Tenko! How could you do this to her? Himiko.
Himiko, stop it with your crappy lies.
Lies?
Everything you said is total BS. You didn't give two shits about Tenko when she was alive. But now you're like, oh no, poor Tenko, after she's dead. Come on, really?
Kokichi, enough!
No. It's okay. It's no surprise he'd think that. I know I ignored Tenko before. That's why I'm so upset now. I should have faced Tenko. Worked things out with her while she was still alive. And now, it's too late. I can't complain to her or thank her. It's too late.
Yeah, seriously. It's way too late to realize that now. Our only option is to face her death head on.
Face her death?
Himiko, I understand.
Bullshit. BS Bullshit.
So I'm gonna help you out. Let's work together to find the truth. I'm not gonna let anyone say her death didn't matter.
Kaito. Alright. I'll put a silencing curse on whoever calls Tenko's death meaningless. The name of the curse is Death Curse.
Suppose being dead would silence someone pretty good.
Listen up. All you guys are gonna help out too. Abandoning someone who died and only thinking about your own survival. That's just as bad as a hit and run. I won't forgive something so messed up.
Tenko was our friend. Gonta wanna know why she died too.
I already told you that's so unnecessary. We're getting sidetracked here.
No, even if it was a different culprit, we need to know how Tenko died. If we don't find out who killed her, we won't be able to work together. Not now, not ever. Even if this trial isn't for her, in order for us to survive, we need to get to the bottom of Tenko's death. Not just to survive this trial, but so we can keep going and live on!
Finally, you noticed. Jeez, you're so slow.
Huh? Did Kokichi want us to notice?
Don't listen to his crap. We haven't decided whether there were two different culprits yet.
Let us talk about Tenko's case then. Perhaps that will provide us a clue.
Yeah, maybe.
They are not wrong, but how am I going over to Tenko's case? But it was an abrupt change of topic. Was that unintentional?
So, what do we talk about first?
Himiko oder Tsumugi sind meine Hauptverdächtigen. Wieso war es denn
Let's see if
Himiko?
we can narrow down the list of suspects.
Tancrouch probably got killed during the seance, so everyone there's suspicious.
Tancrouch!
Seance. Himiko, Kokichi, nein. Kibo, Kaito, Kokichi. Karigo, Shuichi, Himiko, Kokichi, Kibo. Nein, Kibo nicht. Ja. Hallo? Ja. Ah, das confirm.
That's it. It was me, Kyo, Himiko, and Kokichi.
So those four are the culprits!
Oh, Himiko's still culprit?
Well, that's probably just a coinkydink. The most suspicious out of the four, Kyo. He suggested the whole seance idea.
True, I may have suggested it, but I explained the procedure beforehand, yes? If we all knew of it before the murder, then we are all equally suspicious.
Und Himiko wollte zuerst unter den Käfig. Vielleicht Selbstmord dann?
Suppose, but
In addition, the seance wasn't entirely in my control either. I was not the one who selected the room we performed it in. It was Himiko.
Ah, es geht alles so direkt auf Himiko. Das ist doch zu... Es ist die Hexe, oder? Also bitte, dass nicht die Hexe sind.
Oh, right.
Also, we should not limit our suspects to only those who participated in the seance. The empty room had a point of entry from outside, you see.
Er hat auch nach unten geguckt. Der Enter Seance. Hä? Habe ich doch irgendwie das Loch gesehen? Hä? Ach, da hinten das Loch. Ah. Warum zählen die losen Bretter nicht?
You're talking about under the floor, right?
Huh? Under the floor?
Yes, there's a crawl space under the floor a person could move through. There was also a hole that connected it to the neighboring room.
If the culprit used the hole, they could have entered and exited the seance room.
If we consider that possibility, then there is another suspect.
Kibo.
Another suspect?
It's appearing before me. Oh, I can see it clearly. The true
Ah. Hä? Was labert er jetzt wieder für ein Bullshit?
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our the light.
Light? You mean
I mean, Kibo's flashlight function.
Hmm?
Huh? Now hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor and sneak into the empty room during the seance.
Das hätte doch jeder gesehen.
Said, hold on a second.
He used his robot functions to commit the murders.
Hold on a second.
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Dark under the floor. Our villain had a light.
light? You mean candle?
I mean Kibo's flashlight function.
Huh? Now hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor and sneak into the empty room during the seance.
I said, hold on a second.
He used his functions to commit the murders.
Hold on a second.
It's true that with a little light you could move around under the floor. But is that possible?
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
How could they even see under the floor?
Because it wasn't. You see, our villain
Nee,
had a light.
das war's nicht.
Damn it! The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor. Because it was. Our villain had a light. I mean Kibo's flashlight function.
Function to get
Nee, auch nicht. Aubergine. Ich hab keinen Plan.
I was wrong.
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain had a light.
Light? You mean candle?
Kannst du den Argument noch mal sehen?
Kibo's flashlight function.
Da, only the corner, Kibo's flashlight function. Das lose Brett.
could have used that function to
Und
get
das
under
Buch.
the floor and sneak into the empty room during the seance.
I said, hold on a second.
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor. Because it wasn't. You see.
Ah.
That's wrong!
Yay!
I don't think the culprit could have used a light while under the floor. There was a hole in the corner of the room. If a light were used, it would have leaked through and we would have seen it.
But when we did the seance, the room was definitely pitch black.
So a light was not shined under the floor, which means you cannot claim I am the culprit.
Jeez, here I thought this would be the case where the murder could only be done by a robot.
You have accused me of being the culprit more than once now, simply because I am a robot. My status as a robot does not mean I am capable of performing superhuman feats. My vision is somewhat poor, and I only possess average physical strength and intelligence.
All right, you made your point. God, now I feel sort of bad for you.
What is use function?
I neither want nor need your pity.
Ah, Licht!
Enough with the flashlight!
It would have been difficult to move around under the floor in that pitch black darkness. Maybe the floor and the hole have nothing to do with this case.
Then why was floorboard under Tenko lined up funny? Going to think that was so culprit could stab Tenko from under floor.
Ooh, nice observation, Gonta. Are you finally getting used to the class?
Uh-huh. Thank you.
Don't say it like that. You're better off not being used to this kind of stuff.
Maybe they marked Tenko with glowing paint and looked for that. That'd let the culprit find her. Then they could stab her through the floorboards.
Boy, that sounds really familiar too.
Anspielung auf Byakuya oder Imposter-Tod. Hatte er Aborigine gesagt, Sweetie? Ich habe keinen Plan, wie man das schreibt. Aber Guine, ja. Das war das Codewort dafür, dass Squiddy mir sagen soll, was ich machen soll.
Her corpse didn't have any trace of glowing paint, though.
Oh, yeah. So then why was that floorboard loose?
The loose floorboard was the one under Tenko, right? If the culprit used it while she was still alive, she'd totally notice.
Who fucking cares? Fussing over that won't get us closer to the culprit. We shouldn't dismiss this line of inquiry, however. Instead of butting our heads against this, how about we concentrate on another issue?
What other issue?
Perhaps first, we should figure out how and when exactly Tenko was killed.
When? So not during seance?
Tenko was in the metal cage for the whole seance, wasn't she? How could someone have gotten to her there?
Maybe the culprit killed her before she went under the metal cage.
That's not possible. She was alive at that point.
It's time to speak. Also, I will not say a word until the seance is over. Yeah.
Yes, she was unmistakably alive when the seance began.
That was right before we blew out the candles. But when the light came back...
The floorboard was removed at that point, so it's likely she was already dead then.
So she was killed when the room was dark?
But she was inside cage, right? Going to think it impossible to kill her then.
Then she wasn't killed when the room was dark. It was a different time.
A different time?
How the fuck should I know? You figure it out, shitheads!
Huh?
Since Gonta said it was impossible, I'm proposing an alternate theory. Now hurry up and think! If you want to make my golden brain tingle, start circle jerking your limp dick brains! When Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time. and she was dead when the cage was lifted.
What about moment cage lifted?
Like that.
Was?
When cage lifted, culprit stabbed Tanko real fast. So fast, no one saw.
Oh my!
So who lifted the cage?
It was me.
Was?
Obviously, Himiko is the culprit.
There's no doubt.
Ich glaube nicht, dass es...
When Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time, and she was dead when the cage was lifted.
What about moment cage lifted?
Like that.
When cage lifted, culprit stabbed Tanko real fast. So fast, no one saw.
So who lifted the cage?
Then obviously, Himiko is the culprit.
There's no
When Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time, and she was dead when the cage was lifted.
What about moment cage was lifted?
Like that.
When cage lifted, culprit stabbed Tanko real fast. So fast, no one saw.
Ich muss nochmal von vorne. Oh, mir geht langsam die Zeit aus. Oh Gott.
It wasn't during the seance.
It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time.
She was dead when the cage was lifted.
What about moment cage was lifted? That's wrong.
Hä, das war ein Wie? Das war V. Ich hab drauf gezielt. Verdammte Scheiße.
No, it wasn't possible to kill her the moment the cage was lifted. Because the inside of the white cloth had Tenko's blood on it. That cloth was removed before the cage was lifted.
Ich hab auf V da drauf gezielt.
If Tenko was stabbed then, there wouldn't be blood on the cloth.
What? But how could my golden brain be wrong when it felt so right?
The only possibility is that Tenko was killed during the seance.
I got your remodel right here.
Was hat die jetzt schon wieder für Probleme?
No, it's still wrong to think that Tenko.
What?
I'm gonna prove it right now.
Ich hasse die Schwerter. Marcus Stone, loose flowered iron cage.
Tenko died after the seance. It happened when the sheet was lifted. That was the moment the culprit chose to stab the fuck out of Tenko through the cage. They stuck the thin blade through the gap, and that clean white sheet got stained blood red.
Ich hab keine Ahnung.
The weapon was a sickle. Only the blade could have fit through the gaps.
The blade's all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko, sitting in there with her neck all exposed. She wasn't that far from the cage's gap. In which case, the person who lifted the sheet is the culprit, and that's none other than Kyo.
Oh Gott.
That's all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko, sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
Das war's nicht.
Oh no!
The blade's all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko, sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
Nein, das war's auch nicht.
Damn it!
blade's all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko, sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
Iron Cage war es auch nicht.
The blade's all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko, sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
Ah.
I'll cut through your words.
Ich habe keine Ahnung, warum das richtig war. Macht Max viele Fehler diesmal.
Wait just a minute. Tenko wasn't sitting down inside the cage. She was bent over with her forehead against the marker stone, and the cage itself was about 3 feet tall. The sickle's blade was too short to reach Tenko while she was in that position.
Then I messed up again? How could this happen? I am so embarrassed.
No worries, Mew. Everyone already knows you're an embarrassment to the human race.
Yeah, no worries.
Alter Konter! Konter des Mio! Konter des Mio!
How embarrassing!
If she is right, then it's impossible for Tenko to have been killed through the cage.
Couldn't have been killed during the seance since she was in the cage, right?
If she was killed then, the cloth over the cage would have been pierced.
Not during the seance or from below the floor. Then it's impossible, isn't it?
Yeah, for a living person.
Ah, kommt der schon wieder.
What if Angie's spirit killed Tenko?
Mir ist ja überschlagen haben.
What are you talking about? That's not possible.
We don't know that. Some things are impossible for a human, but not for us.
Don't say stupid stuff like that.
Stop that now.
Angie's spirit killed Tenko? What?
Himiko?
Why would Angie's spirit kill Tenko?
What if Tenko killed Angie, and then Angie's spirit came back?
Like I said, that's impossible. Spirits can't be culprits.
Then explain how the culprit killed Tenko under these impossible circumstances.
Well,
See? You can't explain, can you? Only a spirit could have done
wait, I know. What if the culprit was hiding inside the cage?
Was?
If they were in there, they could have stabbed Tenko during the seance.
No. If there was someone else in the cage, we would have
I
noticed.
agree with Kaito. The culprit could have been inside the cage.
Was?
Nonsense. There was no space in the cage for the culprit to hide.
Nur für Himiko.
Maybe the culprit wouldn't need to hide in the first place.
What?
Also, the culprit could have killed her in the cage at any time. I think you know what I'm getting at, right?
Nein, ich habe keine Ahnung, was du meinst, Maki. Gonza war unter dem Käfig, garantiert. Ja. Sie war die kleinste.
I was wrong.
Okay. Wen meint sie denn? Maki? Kyo? Nein, die war nicht da. Tsumugi? Hä? Kichi war im Raum? Mio? Hier, Maki? Hä? So, jetzt wo ich Hilfe brauche, kommt das. Er ist auf dem Klo. Danke. Sag ich Tsumugi. Nein? Kibo, Mio. Ja, jetzt wird langsam eng. Ich habe hier ganz viele Auberginen. So question. Who would have killed Tenko from inside the cage? Kokichi? Mal sein Handy mit aufs Klo genommen. Hab ich. Aubergine, ganz viel Auberginen. Alter, wer? Hä? Gonzalo hat sie vom im Käfig töten können. Garantiert. Ranzaro hätte das machen können. Kyo hätte es machen können. Nein. Will es nicht glauben, aber hätte Kaito sein können. Ich nehme Kyo. Nein. Ein Versuch habe ich noch. Ich nehme Kaito nicht. Auf keinen Fall. Jetzt. Ah.
What did you say? Are you saying Tenko is the culprit?
She committed suicide.
Suicide?
If she committed suicide, it would explain a lot of things we couldn't figure out. She volunteered to be in the cage, and then stabbed herself during the seance. It wouldn't matter how dark the room was.
But the sickle she was stabbed with was under the floor, right? If Tenko had stabbed herself, wouldn't the sickle still be...
Oh my god. Mew actually said something smart.
Oh Gott. Mew actually said something smart. Wieso Tenko selber? Wieso Tenko? Wen halt hart Hitter. Beim Paar-Snippen. Tenko, weil sonst niemand anderes die Möglichkeit hätte, irgendwie mit Tenko zu interagieren, was sie gemacht hat.
Perhaps that explains why the floorboard was removed. After stabbing herself with the sickle, she threw it underneath the floor.
So she took off the floorboard to get rid of the sickle?
Yes, that makes sense to Gonta.
Well,
Wie das mir.
doesn't make sense to me. There's no reason for Tenko to commit suicide.
Doch, sie hat Angie getötet.
Maybe I wasn't too far off with the theory I had earlier. You know, about Tenko killing Angie.
Yeah?
Because Tenko and Angie were fighting for your attention, right?
Sie war nicht bereit für Chemico.
Tenko's pent-up frustration led her to commit such an atrocity. Her conscience couldn't handle it anymore, so she decided to end her own life.
Nie Angie killen. Nein, nicht Tenko, sie war sweet. Aber sie war für Himiko hat sie es getan.
But if she was gonna kill herself, why do it during the seance?
She wanted to hide the truth of her suicide.
Really?
There could only be one reason to hide it in a killing game, right? It's to take us down with her.
Take us down?
She wanted us to pick the wrong answer during the class trial, so she could bring us all down. She wanted us to die with her. Okay, well, she probably just wanted Himiko to die with her, but still.
But what are you saying? Tenko wasn't like that. She told me.
Keep your chin up and life facing forward. Survive with me and everyone else.
What if all of that was just a lie?
A lie?
Wait, we should believe Tenko's...
The true terror of class trials is that you shouldn't believe everything said.
Himiko, you said that Tenko would never do anything like that, but how can you be so sure? Did you guys actually know each other? People keep all sorts of secrets. Like Maki. She hid the fact that she's a cold-blooded killer. Is it wise of us to trust other people wholeheartedly in this kind of situation?
Jeez, you're such a naive dude.
Los, Hugo, beschütze dein Mädchen.
Naive?
We're all just people, you know? Of course we're gonna have some secrets. What matters is whether there's any malice behind them.
People can lie about how malicious their hidden secrets really are.
Well, duh. It's impossible to know for sure what others are thinking. That's why it all comes down to whether or not you believe in yourself. If you get betrayed, it's not their fault. It's your fault for believing in them. That's why I believed in Maki Roll, because I wanted to believe in her.
Just because you're acting all cool doesn't mean you get to skip training.
Hey, come on. Don't you think you're being a little too strict?
Well, we come from different backgrounds. So for now, let's agree to disagree. No one's ever called me naive before. And from Kaito? Seriously?
Whether or not I believe, my heart can't reach Tenko anymore. She wouldn't commit suicide. She wouldn't try to take us down. That's what I want to believe.
Me too. Gonta, no can.
Da hat jemand ihren Suizid benutzt, um es wie ein Mord aussehen zu lassen.
Tenko did commit suicide. That would answer all of our questions.
If you insist we believe in Tenko, then provide a reason to...
Alright, I'll give you a reason.
Is there a reason?
Yes, there is. Will you trust... If it turns out I'm wrong, you can blame me all you like. But for now, I need you to trust in my...
I believe Tenko would kill herself. She said. So yes. Don't have skill doesn't mean that you are suicide. You should be satisfied with the and if you keep thinking we will find the truth. Meine Theorie ist immer noch, Himiko hat Angie umgebracht und wollte sich dann selbst umbringen und hat dann Tenko hat dann einfach ihren Platz eingenommen. Kann irgendwas in der Statue versteckt sein?
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength, she threw the sickle underneath the floor. All the pieces fit.
Everything that can commit suicide, but latching onto the easiest answer they got out is I need to make them work.
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid.
Kann ich Tenkos letzte Momente in an crouch position into the back into the neck was deep, but probably not immediately.
Her true intentions.
Muss ich lügen?
It would explain how she died during the seance.
She brought the sickle and then stabbed herself.
Finally, with the last of her strength.
Ja, ich bin draufgekommen! Ja, ja!
Tenko couldn't have thrown the sickle under the floor because she died instantly.
Instantly?
Wie Maki guckt! An instant, but she couldn't have gone far before she bled out.
I'm certain of it. My investigation determined that she died instantly.
Aber Glück, nice!
What's your opinion, Maki?
I'm genius!
Someone who specializes in murder.
Maki.
You're right. I completely forgot about that important detail. Tenko died instantly.
What?
As an assassin, I specialize in killing my targets swiftly. I have no doubt that Tenko was killed immediately.
Words of a true killer. Pretty sure we can believe everything she said.
How could you forget that, Maki roll?
Warum eine Maki Roll? Nagito Makoto, bist du's?
Excuse me?
It's okay, Kaito, really. No apology necessary. Anyway, Tenko died so suddenly that she couldn't have gotten rid of the sickle. Knowing that, the theory that she killed herself just doesn't fit, correct?
Just like I thought. Tenko wouldn't commit suicide.
Thank goodness, Himiko.
Which means someone definitely killed Tenko during the seance.
Her suicide was considered because we could not determine how she was killed.
No, there must have been a way. We're gonna figure it out.
Did any of the participants witness anything peculiar during this? If you know something, please speak up. It could be the key to solve.
Dieses laute Geräusch. Was kommt jetzt? Non-Stop-Debate wieder? Ja.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance?
There is something that bothers me. The fact that the seance failed.
Ah.
The ritual was perfect.
Nein. Okay, der Sound war egal.
Did anything seem
Oh, wir haben so gut wie kein Leben mehr.
There is something that bothers me. The fact that the seance failed. The ritual was perfect. And yet it failed. How utterly strange.
Now that I think about it, while we were all singing the song, I heard something.
Hallo? Ich habe ganz genau darauf gezielt, aber scheiß drauf.
Dark it got in there. I mean, it was totally pitch black. My job was to realize.
Wenn der Tod nicht instant war, hätte sie doch schreien können, oder nicht? Schock wahrscheinlich. Beziehungsweise vielleicht hat sie es so getroffen, dass sie nicht schreien kann. Maki hat ja hat irgendwie erzählt, dass es nicht möglich ist, dass sie geschrien hätte.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary?
There is something that bothers me. The fact that the seance failed. The ritual was perfect. And yet it failed. How utterly strange. Now that I think about it.
While we were all singing the song, I heard something fall.
I agree.
Yay! Aber was ist runtergefallen? Die Statue?
Himiko, you think that something fell because of that sound you heard?
At last, at last, at long last. Ich glaube, den Song muss ich mir runterladen und die Playlist rein mit tun. Der Song war cool.
It sounded like something heavy fell down and hit the floor really hard. What could have fallen down?
Fallen down? There wasn't anything on the ceiling that could have fallen down, right?
Am I wrong? I thought something fell.
The sound was pretty loud. It did seem like something hit the floorboards.
Sound like something hit the floorboards. To do with the other things happen in the dark. Ich sag die Statue. On top of the change made that sound. Ah, okay, nicht kein Fall. Necromonicon, Katana. Es hat sich aber so angehört wie richtig fetter Block. Käfig. During the seance, there was a clock. Sound that was here during the seance. Der Käfig? Der Stein. Die? Yay! Yes, auch. Mordwaffe im Hals, also hat wahrscheinlich die Stimmlippen oder so beschädigt. Nur so esse gerade, kann er so züchten. Ich auch. Ich hätte noch Duckkekse hier.
That floorboard came loose at some point during the seance, right?
Could the floorboard have made such a loud sound though?
It was the sound of an intense impact.
If the impact was that intense, then it could have loosened the floorboard.
Hat sie gegen das Holz?
Let's go with that. We all gotta put our heads together now.
Ja, ich will auch Duckkekse.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
But that statue was still...
Culprit hide under floor. It stood up with such might.
Nein! Ah, falsche Taste.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
Ah, hä? Ich hätte doch gerade langsam gemacht. Wie ist das langsamer? Hey! Das kostet die 2 Euro im Internet. Ah.
To see that, Mew.
Best of friends. So what made the floorboard come loose? Judging from the sound, there must have been
Considerable force.
Someone who participated in the floorboard.
Maybe the statue fell over.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Hide under floor. That stood up with such might.
But we already said there was no one on the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
Yay! Sie ist runtergefallen.
Kokichi is right. The floorboard came loose because someone stomped on it.
The floorboards fit perfect. Going to make sure first time we go to empty room.
When we first saw the room, yes. But when I looked again during the investigation, one of the cross pieces supporting the floorboards was cut off. After examining the cut, I concluded that it must have been done deliberately.
Someone? You mean the culprit, right? Why'd they do that?
What did the culprit stand to gain by cutting the cross piece?
What did they stand to gain? That's a question. To solve the case, I need to think carefully about the cross pieces and the floor. Kommt jetzt wieder das Taxi? Tango's body was at the one end. The hand on the other had been cut. Sie ist runtergefallen, er hat sie erstochen und sie ist wieder hoch. Er hat sie wieder hochgeschoben. Das heißt, er hat so lange sie gehalten, oder wie? Hä? Nee, hä? Hä? Sie wurde runter... Wenn sie da drauf tritt, fliegt sie hoch? Und wird dann irgendwie in den Nacken gestochen? Das heißt, irgendwo war dem... oh Gott. Ich habe keine Ahnung. W? Falsch. S. Okay. Nein. Game over. Das Meme, es kommt. Nein, ich bin tot. Would you like to retry? Nein. Okay, es war das Anfang. Seance? Nein. Hä? Nein. Nochmal nee. Ceiling? Sess? Was? Sess? Sassy? Was? Sessif? Nein. Sesse, Sesse? Sisei? Nein. Hä? Seesaw? Seesaw? Nein. Hä? What happened when the loose forward was stepped on? Seesaw? Was? Seesaw I F? F? Hä? Was soll das sein? Schrei. Maximum Vorderpunkt F. FG. Okay, ich bin gleich tot. F? Effekt? Sees? Effekt. Willst du mich verarbeiten? Was ist denn der Seesaw-Effekt? Was ist denn das?
That's right. The floorboard might have been used as a seesaw.
Ah. Ne Wippe, verdammt. Warum? Ah. So ein Bullshit, ey. Wippe. Best Meme ever. Wippe. Deutschen, Wippe. Das hat überhaupt nichts zu tun mit einem Seesaw. Das hat überhaupt nichts zu...
One end of the other two cross pieces holding up that board were close to the cage, meaning if you were to apply force to the end of the floorboard with no crosspiece, the next crosspiece would act as a fulcrum to turn the floorboard into a lever capable of lifting up Tenko's entire body.
Und jetzt berechnen, ob das möglich ist.
Yeah, that sounds like a seesaw, all right. But why bother?
They couldn't have killed Tenko like that. Unless they used the sickle.
That's exactly it. Using the seesaw trick, it was possible to kill Tenko with a sickle.
Huh?
In order for the culprit to kill Tenko with a seesaw trick, the placement of the sickle is the most important factor.
What conclusion I can draw from this? Person only place sickle could have been that it is consistent with evidence. Next to the cage, underneath the floorboard, on top of. Where was the sickle when the Tenko was killed? Underneath the floorboard? Nein. Top of the cage between the victim and the floorboard? Nein. Keine Ahnung, wo soll die gewesen sein? Top of the cage.
That's it. The sickle was at the top of the iron cage, with the blade facing down. The reason we didn't see it was because of the fabric covering the cage. Also, the wooden statue kept the blade in place.
Kio
The
was?
sickle's handle was thick, which made the statue wobble. But the statue's weight kept it from falling over. Once everything was in place, if you stepped hard enough on the seesaw, Tenko's body would have She was bent over, meaning the sickle's blade would have connected with her neck.
The 6-inch sickle blade wasn't long enough to stab Tenko in her crouch position. But with the floorboard acting as a seesaw, it could compensate for the blade's length.
Bringing the victim to the sickle rather than bringing the sickle to the victim. That's definitely an unorthodox idea.
It's crazy, but it would explain how Tenko got stabbed while she was in the cage.
So. Scheiß Seesaw. Ich mache jetzt mal den Tuckmixer auf. Ist jetzt blöd. Ich verzweifle an der Verpackung. Willst du mich verarschen? Die Kekse überlisten mich. Geht doch. So, schön Kekse rausholen. So, dummes Spiel, hast du jetzt davon. Ja, dann musst du mir leider deine Adresse sagen, welchen Tuckek schicken soll. Mache ich dann auch.
Make floorboard come loose.
Sag mir deine Adresse, ich schick den Tuckeks vorbei. Ich weiß nicht, ob der dann noch gut ist, wenn er dann kommt.
Wait, what the hell is a seesaw homicide? That's fucking crazy!
The craziness is what really makes the killing game fun, you know? They can't get away with murder the normal way, so they gotta think outside the box. Kudos, culprit! You did a great job keeping me entertained.
Indeed. Well played, Himiko.
Yeah?
It was you, wasn't it? The one behind the seesaw homicide.
Why her?
Und bestimmt keine Ahnung haben, wo mein Bunker ist.
Because she's the only one capable of carrying out this plan.
The only one? What?
Because this seesaw homicide required its location to be prepared beforehand.
By cutting the crosspiece beneath the floorboard, you mean?
Then the culprit would need to lure their victim into the prepared room. That is why you chose that room for the seance.
Nicht alle waren gesägt.
Oh yeah! Himiko was the one.
She likely found out about my plans for the seance.
You were quite vocal about the seance, Kyo. You...
Nee, das war's nicht.
Our culprit, Himiko, prepared her seesaw trap ahead of time.
Ah, das ist eine Zeichnung.
Then she waited for me to host the seance.
Sie könnte doch niemals genug Gewicht aufbringen, um Tenko da hochzubringen. Niemals.
She killed Tenko. All according to...
That's a lie, right?
In the end, Himiko, who Tenko cherished.
Wait! We don't know that, right? He's wrong, right, Himiko?
I killed
Himiko?
What's wrong, Himiko?
Something so cruel. Ach, und jetzt ist Pause. Mit dem schönen Cliffhanger bleibt es hier sitzen gelassen. Ja, was habe ich verpasst? Du hast die Seesaw verpasst. Auf das Brett, auf dem Tenko gestanden wurde, vom anderen Ende mit der Effekt. Eine Seesaw ist eine Wippe. Auf das andere Ende wurde gesprungen, Tenko wurde so nach oben geschleudert und oben am Käfig war die Sense. Und sie wurde reingehebelt. So ist Tenko gestorben. Das war das laute Geräusch. Hä?
It's okay.
Absolutely right. Hey,
Daddy!
all right. This is my impression of a spooky, scary ghost.
I'm fine with real ghosts, but impressions of them are too scary!
Logic does not compute.
Did you hear something?
No, I didn't hear anything.
You know what else is scary? Sweet buns. Yep, tasty, tasty sweet buns. So round, so sweet, so delicious.
That doesn't sound scary at all!
I'm scared too. Scared of losing my friends.
Did you hear something?
No, I didn't hear anything.
Ich glaube, Monodem rastet am Glass Trial aus und bringt irgendwen um. Entweder bringt er sich gleich selbst um oder.
Answer us, Himiko. You chose the middle room to lure us into... Then you used that trap.
Well, Donkey Lips, did you kill that?
Wait. Must be some mistake. No way.
Then she needs to defend herself. Otherwise, this debate is deadlocked.
I don't care if you gotta use magic to do it, but say something already.
Are you even listening?
No, I'm not listening. I don't care anymore. Angie died. Tenko died. Why did I have to survive? And now, you're all saying I killed them? I just don't care anymore.
Himiko.
Do whatever. If you want to vote for me, then just...
The game gets really blah if the suspect isn't into it.
That's not the problem.
Damn it. Don't tell me you've given up.
Okay.
Himiko, don't give up.
Don't you understand? My life is riding on the...
Just shut up. I told you. It's all just a big pain. I can't put up with it anymore.
What are you talking about? If you give up here...
You needn't worry. Himiko was the one who chose that room. Therefore, she is...
Impossible! Himiko wouldn't... Himiko not that kind of person. Gonta can tell by
Himiko's a little slow, so I don't think she's capable of handling a complicated crime.
I also think Himiko's not the culprit.
Either way, we gotta look for more possibilities.
That does seem like rather a pointless quest.
No, it's not. We gotta be strong. We gotta keep thinking. Then we might find new truth. So no give up, Himiko.
Ja. Kann ich jetzt endlich sagen, was Kokichi gesagt hat? Weil der ja selber nicht mit rausrückt.
Performing the seance in that room was Himiko's decision, was it not?
Someone steal...
Of the 3 empty rooms, why did you select the middle one, Himiko? Because you made your trap there.
Was trap only in that room? Other rooms may be trapped.
Yay, Gotta! Warum war das kein V? Ich habe darauf gezielt. Das Spiel verarscht mich.
It's just like Gonta said.
Wegen Max geraschelt. Habe ich Hunger deswegen bekommen. Wie lange? Salzigen Keks. Wie geil.
What? Is that true?
Kokichi will tell you.
Der schläft!
He was way too careless. Wait, what are you talking about?
So crazy so fun, this floorboards. I gotta step through. Hat einfach alle.
While you were in the room next to the crime scene, you found a loose floorboard.
Well, I didn't find it so much as I stepped through it and tripped.
What? Hold on! There was also a loose floorboard in the next room?
So the culprit prepared a trap in all 3 empty rooms, not just the middle one.
If the culprit set traps in all the rooms, then they wouldn't need to select a room themselves.
So the real trap was for someone else to pick a room and take the blame.
I see. We were caught in the culprit's trap all along.
Kyo ist verdächtig.
But now there's no reason to suspect Himiko.
Himiko, do you remember what Tenko told you? Live life facing forward. She said that to you, right? If you give up on living, you'd be betraying her memory. We're all trying to keep our promises to the dead. This trial, it's not just for our lives. It's for everyone who's died as well. That's why we can't give up.
Der Saft in deinem Mund zerbricht. Das ist die salzige Schlange langsam in deinem Mund mit den grünen Gefühlen alles. Ich hab Hunger. Wollt ihr halt was zu essen? Ist bestimmt noch ein bisschen Bohnensuppe da.
Right. If I gave up here,
Vorsicht, es raschelt.
I wouldn't be able to face Angie or Tenko.
That's right. So let's do our best.
Alright, I'm not gonna say it's a pain anymore. I won't give up. I'll fight alongside everyone and survive.
Do not say everyone. After all, the blackened is still a...
Jeez, there you go. Killing the mood like usual. But damn, well said, Shuichi. That's what I'd expect from my soul, bro.
Your soul, bro?
Wenn ich zurückkomme, du weißt, was du zu tun hast, oder? Ja, ich esse meinen Keks voll zu Ende. Das mache ich.
Well, anyway.
Ich esse einen Keks auf dein Ableben.
Well, as a self-proclaimed expert of stepping through floorboards, isn't it weird that no one stepped through that floorboard before the culprit used it?
Ah, that is a good point.
It must have been barrier magic. Well, that's one possibility, but I think it might have been something else.
Ich habe keine Ahnung, was es geht. Das hier? Nein. Ah. Nee. Nee, auch nicht. Aubergine! Sag was! Warum hat es vorher niemanden ver... Hier, die Frage. Die Frage, warum? Aubergine! Nein, ich wollte nichts auswählen! Verdammt! Ups! Der Kreis, da durfte man ja nicht drauf. Ich wollte nicht bestätigen.
We're all trying to keep our promises to the dead. This trial, it's not just for our lives. It's for... That's why we can't...
Alright.
Warum muss ich denn so weit zurückgehen?
This is it! It's because of the magic circle at the scene of the crime.
Der Mumienmann war's.
Before we began the seance, we were warned not to step on the circle. The floorboard in question was within the circle. That's why no one stepped on it.
So the magic circle's purpose was to keep us away from the whole trick.
That was part of the culprit's plans too?
Wer hatte das? Er doch nicht, oder? Das wäre zu offensichtlich, oder? Who killed Tenko? Er?
It has to be you,
Wirklich er?
Kyo.
Whatever are you talking about?
I'm talking about Tenko's murder.
Kyo?
Why do you suspect me?
Because you were the one who drew the magic circle. The circle kept us from discovering the seesaw trick, but that's not all it was for. In order to make the murder succeed, variables like Tenko's position and the placement of the cage needed to be defined. And those variables were defined by using the magic circle. In short, the circle itself was the most important tool in this. Knowing that, the person who drew the magic circle has to be the culprit.
Lass Mio Angies Mörderin sein.
Well, Kyo,
Answer already! Did...
Was?
What is so funny?
I was just thinking. So this is how each blackened must have felt. What an intriguing experience this.
What? An intriguing experience?
But if I am the culprit as you claim, then I stomped on the floorboard, yes? So, do tell. How could I have stomped on the floorboard during that darkened seance?
I see. That is problem.
Unless that is made clear, you cannot be certain I am the culprit.
how can you be so calm when you're backed into a corner like this?
I will explain that in due time. Please answer my...
Couldn't step on that exact floorboard, even in the darkness. How did they move around in the darkness? In that dark room, it has hard to be imagined board.
Wait a minute.
Did you figure it out?
Nein, das war's nicht.
That's it.
Sie haben das Kreis berührt.
The culprit used touch. They didn't see.
That way they could get around in the dark, like how I got to the candle.
Wasn't Seesaw in middle of room? Gonta doesn't...
So they probably used something besides the wall to move.
Were there any other markers within?
Of course, the answer to that is there was nothing of the sort.
Was? Was? A? Nein. C? Nein. Nein. Was a mark had a position himself in the dark. Ich brauche ein I, oder? Da. Was du? Nein, das war ein falsch, das war kein L. Hier war das L. Mist. Jetzt immer raten, denken. Halt die Klappe! Ich will endlich nur das sein. Bitte lass mich endlich.
Remember? The magic circle was drawn with salt. The culprit used the salt's texture to feel their way through the dark.
I see. So Kyo traced the magic circle with his hands to...
Oh, I see. You drew the magic circle with salt to use it as a guide.
An interesting thought. It is unfortunate that it is so wrong.
What?
Recall the document. What did the magic circle look like?
Based on the document, the magic circle wouldn't reach the corners of the room.
So what?
When the room was darkened, each of us was in a corner of the room, yes? The magic circle didn't reach us, so I could not have followed it yet.
But you're talking about the magic circle in the document. That doesn't mean the circle you drew was the same.
No, I most definitely drew it exactly the same. I have it perfectly memorized.
So which is it? Is there any way to check?
Not anymore. The magic circle is a complete mess from being trampled on.
Everyone, may I have your attention, please?
What a...
Excuse me, everyone. May I have your attention, please?
Well, I guess there's no point in discussing the magic circle anymore.
Hey, may I have your attention?
I said cut that out! It's too bright!
I apologize. I just wanted everyone to listen to me.
About what?
I had Mew add another function to my body, in addition to the flashlight.
What the? No way! Did you really? Stop! You can't! I didn't install it for that purpose!
Please, let me use it. With it, I might be able to save everyone.
Alright, so...
It's an image recording function.
Image?
Specifically, this function allows me to dispense a printout of my own memory. I'll give it a try. Ready?
Nom 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 nom.
From your mouth?
I also used magic like that before.
This printout is my memory of being kicked out of the seance. Please confirm that the floor of the empty room is clearly visible. Go on, take the picture and see for yourself.
Okay.
Hey, da gehen Striche in die Ecken.
Well, Shuichi, do you notice anything?
There! This helped a lot, Kibo. Without you, never would have seen through Kyo's lie.
My lie.
You just said that you drew the magic circle exactly as it appeared, but that's a lie.
Da geht
The
was in
magic
die...
circle at the scene had lines that stretched to the room's corners, which means that you would be able to find the floorboard from anywhere in the room.
So it was different from the document after all.
All because Himiko noticed. And because of Kibo, too.
Hey, where's my things? I'm the one who installed that function into Kibo.
Hey, yeah, what was it you were saying about its purpose?
Oh, to be honest, the purpose of that image recording function is to monitor my health. Specifically, I make Kibo use that function every day to analyze my turds.
Was? 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 Ja. Sicher doch. Sicher, sicher.
You're what? Why?
Muss ich das sagen, was Turds ist?
Shit is a great indicator of intestinal health and gut bacteria quality.
Sie sagte so gerade, was es ist. Gut, dass ich das nicht mehr sagen muss. Jetzt. Raschel. Darauf erstmal einen Keks. Prost.
Plus, taking a satisfying shit does wonders for a woman's natural beauty, so...
Dann schreib mir, was das ist. Da, bitte, jetzt weißt du, was es ist.
See? You're all grossed out! This is why I didn't want to tell you about my plan!
Quit talking about your poop. No one cares. Kyo, you killed Tenko, didn't you? Just
So, Kyo, if you have any objections, you can...
Your deductions are fiction. Well, since you've given me the option, I will most certainly object.
Ja, da kann man sehr viel dran feststellen, indem man täglich ein Bild von seiner Scheiße macht. Anscheinend.
To be honest, it's unimportant, but it may be an amusing diversion. Now I shall bear witness to your abilities, Shuichi. Entertain me.
Problem ist, verdammt, ist schon Keks im Mund.
If you are going to claim I am the culprit, then what of the murder weapon? It was set up in the cage. The only people capable of that are Kokichi and Shuichi, who carried the cage. So suspicion should fall on them. If you are going to claim I am the culprit, then what of the murder weapon? It was set up in the cage. The only people capable of that are Kokichi and Shuichi, who carried the cage. So suspicion should fall on them.
True, we could have placed the sickle there, but we could not have removed it later. Because we weren't the ones who lifted the cage. That was Himiko.
The only person who could have collected the sickle is Himiko. But the only people who could have placed the sickle are Kokichi and... But in regards to that dilemma, I did not carry the cage, nor did I lift it. I had no opportunity to touch the sickle. So simply put, I am not the killer. The only person who could have collected the sickle is Himiko. But the only people who could have placed the sickle are Kokichi. But in regards to that dilemma, I did not carry the cage, nor did I lift it. I had no opportunity
Nein,
to
damn
touch
it.
the sickle. So simply put, I am not the killer. The only person who could have collected the sickle is Himiko. But the only people who could have placed the sickle are Kokichi and Shuichi. But in regards to that dilemma, I did not carry the cage, nor did I had no opportunity to touch the sickle.
I'll cut through your words! The only person who could have set up the sickle and retrieved it afterward is Kyo. That was done by covering the cage with a white cloth. You could have secretly placed the sickle when you draped the cloth. And retrieved it afterward when you removed the cloth. Then, while everyone was distracted, you discreetly dropped the sickle under the floor.
Wonderful! That's exactly correct.
Was?
It's correct? Then why don't you give up already?
The trick I put so much work into is just wasted effort now.
so it was you? You killed Tenko?
Let me guess. You'll never forgive me. Himiko, you must hate me so very much. Maybe you'd feel better if I was executed by my... But unfortunately for you, that won't happen. Because if you vote for me, every spotless, including myself, will die.
What you talking about, Kyo?
You still don't understand? I killed Tenko, that is the truth. But it is meaningless in this class trial.
Meaningless? You mean Monokuma's extra rule, right?
Hat er auch die noch Eiji getötet?
You see, I killed Tenko, but not Angie. For us, Tenko's death is nothing but a trivial issue, because the blackened in this trial is the culprit who killed Angie.
Trivial issue? No, that's gotta be a lie.
That is simply not possible. Recall that I was unable to enter Angie's lab.
Oh, only student council members and Kokichi could enter research lab.
How could I have possibly killed Angie when I couldn't even enter her lab?
We can figure that out. No one else could have done it besides you. If you're the one who killed Tenko, you gotta be the one who killed Angie.
I understand how you feel, Himiko, but maybe we can discuss this rationally and calmly. There is a non-zero possibility that Kyo is telling the truth.
So you understand how she feels. I see. Wait, robots can understand human feelings?
Of course I understand. I worked really hard to understand.
Hey, why are you getting all worked up, Kibo? Chill, dude.
That's enough! It's voting time! I'm gonna vote for him!
Voting for me will only help the one who murdered Angie.
Isn't Kyo culprit?
Of course I'm not. This case was an error on my part. Monokuma added that rule after both bodies were found, yes? How was I to know that the trial would only be for Angie's killer? Had I known, I certainly wouldn't have killed Tenko.
You're lying! You killed Tenko and Angie!
Now hold on. Jumping to conclusions here is dangerous.
We should talk it out more. This case...
Nuts to that! Any way you look at this case, Kyo is obviously the
Yeah, there's sort of no other way to...
No, it's too dangerous to vote before we arrive at a logical decision.
Ja, Keyboard hat sich gereicht.
One of you! Wowee!
Hmm.
The Ultimate Academy is proud to present its very own more phenomenal trial ground!
Yippee! I've been waiting for this!
Yay, show!
Why were you waiting for it?
Weil Spaß macht. So. Vote for Korrektur. Da, 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 da.
Kyo killed Tenko and Angie!
Kibo, we don't know for certain that Kyo killed Angie.
He forced his way into Angie's research lab and killed her!
Nein, Lab.
Katana was found in Kyo's lab.
Kyo! Anyone could have entered my lab.
So Kyo did kill Tenko, but he not blackened?
Kokichi! Perhaps there's a second blackened we need to find.
He was planning to use the new rule to protect himself all along.
Kyo! Not possible. That rule was added after both murders.
We solved the mystery of Tenko's death. Can't we just vote now?
I've got this! Not yet. There's still another mystery to solve.
He forced his way into Angie's research lab.
Kyo killed Tenko and Angie!
Kibo, we don't know for certain that Kyo killed Angie.
He forced his way into Angie's research lab and killed...
I've got this! But he couldn't get it.
Angie's research lab.
The katana was found in Kyo's lab.
Kyo! Anyone could have entered my lab.
So Kyo did kill Tenko.
Kokichi! Perhaps there's a second blackened we need to find.
He was planning to use the new
Kyo! Not possible. That rule was added after both murders.
We solved the mystery.
I've got this. Not
Yeah.
yet.
Ah, das Spiel ist toll.
Another mystery to solve.
Die Rakete ist abgehoben.
It would be a mistake to vote before we've completely solved Angie's murder. And there's still the mystery of Tenko's murder.
Mystery? What kind of mystery?
Well, Kyo's confession derailed our conversation a bit. But we still have to go over one of the clues found at Tenko's crime scene. I believe it might even have something to do with Angie's murder.
Ja, das getrocknete Blut. Das hier.
This is it.
Ja, das getrocknete Blut. Mir scheißegal.
Bloodstain found under the floor. Maki and I found it during the investigation. It was beneath the floorboard that the culprit stomped on.
Is that Tenko's blood?
That bloodstain was too far from Tenko's corpse to have been hers.
Also, the bloodstain was already dry when we... But the blood from Tenko's body hadn't even begun to dry yet.
Well, that's weird. Why was that bloodstain the only dry one?
That stain on the floor was dry because it happened before the seance. It wasn't. Die Luft war trocken.
I was wrong.
Hä? Was bevor? Ich habe mir vorgelesen. Ah. Was before Tenko was killed? Ich habe die beiden vermischt. Verdammt. Hä?
I was wrong.
Hä? Before the seance?
That's it.
Ja, hä? Das Wort Tenko war doch auch richtig.
Murder. It was there before we started the seance.
Or the seance?
That's it. That bloodstain wasn't Tenko's. It was Angie's.
Why was blood from Angie at the scene of Tenko's murder?
Yeah, wasn't Angie killed in her research lab?
Just because we found her body there doesn't mean she was killed there.
Ihre Wunde wurde wie im zweiten Teil abgeklärt, damit das Blut nicht vorzeitig rauskommt, oder wie?
Ah, I guess that's possible.
If Angie wasn't killed in her lab, then that opens up a lot more possibilities. We assumed that only council members could have killed Angie since her body was in her lab. But if she died somewhere else, then we can't suspect just the council members anymore.
So the culprit didn't enter her lab, but waited for her to come out of it?
I'm not sure if the culprit waited for her, but they probably killed her when she came out. Well, I thought that was more likely from the start, so I went to places Angie might have gone and checked all 3 empty rooms.
Places she might have gone? Why did you check the empty rooms then?
The empty rooms were the only places I could think of that Angie would go.
Did Angie have business in rooms?
It seems Kokichi's up to his usual...
I do lie a lot, and I could be lying right now too. But I'm pretty sure someone's panicking right now because of my lie.
Angie left her lab on her own, headed to the room where she was killed. Is Kokichi's statement true? Da, 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 da. Wie viel Uhr haben wir denn eigentlich zwischen? Ah.
The art research lab is not where Angie was killed. She was killed in the empty room instead.
She left her lab on her own?
But why would she go into an empty room? There shouldn't have been anything in there.
Except for candles.
That's it! She wanted a candle! To keep herself awake at night, she would drip hot body.
Nein, ich glaube das nicht.
Like something only you would do, Mew.
The art research lab is not where Angie was killed. She was killed in the empty room instead.
She left her
lab on her own? But why would she go into an empty room? There shouldn't have been anything in there.
Except for candles.
That's it!
Das war auf dem Punkt. Das war auf dem verdammten Punkt.
That's it.
Was hat dieser verdammte Punkt für ein Hit? Ah, ein Hitmodell. Ah.
For kinky wax play.
No. Angie was gonna use it for the ritual. According to the Necronomicon, to resurrect the dead.
Then, did she seek out a candle so she could burn the book?
That's right. There's nothing to start a fire with in Angie's lab.
Wie? Wo? Wie?
So she went to go get a candle from one of the empty rooms.
And that's when the culprit attacked her.
That's why there was dried blood under floor.
Which means Angie was attacked in the same room the seance was held. Bravo, Himiko. Well done for choosing that room for the seance. If we hadn't done the seance in that room, then Tenko's murder would have been in another room. If that happened, no one would have discovered Angie's blood stain under the floorboard.
That's right. Shuichi and I only checked under the floorboards where Tenko died.
Yep, it's all thanks to Himiko for choosing the same room as Angie. This must be a Tua's will. Or me.
It's neither. I just picked one.
Hold on. You're all acting as though you've proven that is fact already. You claim Angie was murdered in the empty room, and then moved to the lab? Then how do you explain the large amount of blood in the lab? It may be possible to carry a body, but blood...
I think she was still alive after the attack in the empty room. She was killed after she was carried to her lab.
Oh, Smart Brain Shuichi. Hä? Forehead? Verletzung am Forehead. Und noch Kummerpfeil. Wieso nicht? Das ist ein extra Ding. Warum ist es nicht normal in der Monokuma-Pfeil mit drin? Nee, beleidigt, krieg's es.
But she also showed signs of blunt force trauma, and I think I know why. After Angie was knocked unconscious in the empty room, she was killed in her lab.
I see. So that puddle of blood is from the killing blow. Ha! It's all clear now. Angie was attacked in the empty room, carried to her lab, and it was there that the culprit finished her off.
All clear. What are you all clear? What is all clear? What are you all clear?
Braucht einer einen Vibrator? Das sieht irgendwie aus wie eine Medusa.
What are you all... You what? What are...
I will not fear. I will not...
Was? Was war das denn?
Sweet Correggio, calm yourself.
Was? Was? Er ist aber keine, Gio ist keine Frau, oder?
Their words are all hollow. There is no meaning to any of them.
What? Eine Ausgabe des Beauty Palace.
Yes, you're right. Okay.
Er hat eine beschneidende Persönlichkeit?
What the hell are you mumbling about? You're giving me the goddamn willies.
Nothing is clear at all.
It's full of doubts, of mysteries, of a dense, impenetrable fog! Nothing is clear at all!
Was? Was ist... Shutdown. Hä?
Angie was attacked in the empty room first,
Nein, falsch.
and then carried into the research lab?
Impossible! Impossible!
That's nothing but a delusion! You intend to poison our minds with your delusions?
It's no delusion. Angie's 2 external wounds tell the story. After she was struck in the empty room, she was carried to the art research lab and then killed.
You say the culprit carried Angie's body? And not a single drop of blood fell? The hallway and empty room had no bloodstains. Even if you wiped them down later, there'd still be traces of evidence left behind. But there was no evidence anywhere, was there, Shuichi?
Hä? Was? Er lacht, als du hast Spaß an, dass Kyo morgen seine Folge Kyos Beauty-Tipps aufnimmt. War lustig. Das war lustig.
You say the culprit carried Angie's body? And not a single drop of blood fell? The hallway and empty room had no bloodstains. Even if you wiped them down later, there'd still be traces of evidence left behind. But there was no evidence anywhere, was there, Shuichi?
I was wrong!
You say the culprit carried Angie's body?
Ich hab keine
A
Ahnung.
single drop of blood fell? The hallway and empty room had no bloodstains.
Okay.
You say the culprit carried Angie's body? Fell? The hallway had no bloodstains. Even if you wiped them down later, there'd still be traces of evidence left behind. But there was no evidence anywhere, was there, Shuichi?
I'll cut through your words!
Ich muss mich auch zusammenreißen, nichts zu schreiben.
There was evidence left at the scene. The bloody tape under Angie.
What?
It was wrapped around her head to stop the bleeding while she was being carried.
Bloody tape? Gonta didn't...
It was under the body. It's most likely evidence the culprit should have gotten rid of. But since it was hidden, the culprit didn't notice and failed to dispose of it.
It must have fallen as the fatal blow was dealt and ended up under her body.
Must have been Atua who did that for us.
What? Atua? How long are you going to keep that up?
Now we know most of the mystery behind Angie's murder.
I'm convinced there's only one person who could have killed Angie.
Der reagiert so excited.
It has to be you.
Halt die Klappe. Ich mach keinen Bock mehr auf Wie. Du hattest am Anfang genug Wie.
What the fuck? So it's true.
Well, that was obvious. Such a bore.
You killed both of them. Why did you kill them?
In terms of pure logic, only one victim was necessary to win.
Why? Why you killed them both?
I think one of the murders was an accident.
An accident?
That's right. It wasn't part of the plan.
Huh? Which one?
That's it! Angie's murder was an accident.
What? Tenko wasn't accident?
That's right. Keel originally planned to kill someone with a seesaw trick. But while he was making preparations in the empty room, Angie walked in. So he decided to kill her in order to keep her from talking.
She just happened to walk in on the culprit setting up and was killed.
Then you should have just stopped there. Once he killed Angie, there was no reason for him to kill Tenko.
You only needed to kill one for this game. Killing two is pointless. If you get bonus points for killing more, then sure. Otherwise, it leaves more clues behind.
Why, Kyo? Why you killed two of our friends?
What on earth are you talking about? No, I'm not the culprit. So why is everyone looking at me like I am? Why? Why are they? Calm yourself, Korekio.
So, ich hab's so, die erhält mitbekommen. Ich nachschauen nochmal.
Yes. You mustn't raise your voice. You mustn't stutter. You mustn't lose composure. You mustn't become flustered. You mustn't waver. Look at their horrid faces. The sorry lot is not worth agonizing over. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Rose again. What the hell's wrong with him?
It almost seems like he's talking with someone.
Someone? He's just talking to himself. And why the hell is he wearing lipstick?
No matter how loud, I will never acknowledge your allegations. Not a single one of them. For you see, there is no evidence that I killed Angie. No, I will not acknowledge it. I will only acknowledge facts, true events. I won't acknowledge fiction. I won't acknowledge your deductions or guesses. Well said. Good job, Korekio. Yes, thanks.
Creeps me the fuck out!
You're wrong.
What? You do realize bluffs like that won't work, yes?
The weapon that was used to knock Angie unconscious, and that weapon tells us the whole story.
That's not possible. I think you may have misunderstood. Apologize. Come on, apologize.
Ist das seine Verlobte, die gestorben ist und er eine Persönlichkeit angenommen, weil er verrückt ist? Vielleicht ist das auch nur seine feminine Seite.
Apologize. 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 Apologize.
Seriously, what the hell's happening?
I have nothing to admit. You are simply wrong. Yes, I'm not the culprit. So I have nothing to confess. I have nothing to admit. You are simply wrong. Yes, I'm not the culprit. So I have nothing to confess. I have nothing to admit. You are simply wrong. Why must you force your delusions on us? Your logic, that's merely a delusion. Well said, Korekio. To continue this debate is meaningless. Why must you force your delusions on us? Your logic, that's merely a delusion. Well said, Korekio. To continue this debate is meaningless. I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me. Korekio speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot. Apologize. 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 I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me. Korekio speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot. Apologize. 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 I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me
Warum ist
like
unser
that?
Error?
You're all wrong, not me. Correcchio speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot. Apologize. 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 I told you I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong.
Was?
You have no proof that Correcchio is the killer.
Moved floorboard.
I told you
Was?
I am not the culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me. Correcchio speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot.
Was?
You have no proof that Correcchio is the killer.
Moved floorboard.
It ends here.
Ah. Miss. Halt die Klappe!
Keo hit Angie with the same floorboard used in the seesaw trick.
I see. And how do you know the floorboard was the murder weapon?
There was a small patch of dried blood on the underside of the floorboard.
Angie's blood?
Blood that spattered there when the culprit struck Angie with the board. But that's not the only evidence that she was hit with that floorboard. There's also the bloodstain under the floor to consider. For that to be there, the floorboard must not have been in place at the time of the attack.
Good point. Had the floorboard been in place, her blood wouldn't have splattered beneath it.
Keo's earlier confession is further evidence that the floorboard was used.
How?
If the weapon used to hit Angie is the floorboard from the seesaw trick.
Genau, Squiddy. Vielleicht stimmt das mit Theorie auf dem Moment. Und was ist mit meinen Nachrichten? Tja.
It means the culprit knew about the seesaw, so the same person killed Tenko and Angie. I believe that while Keo was setting up the seesaw, he was holding the board when Angie walked in.
And he cold-cocked her with the floorboard.
All you can do now is accept it. You even confessed to Tenko's murder already.
Oh, it's true. It is.
Looks like we're almost at the end. All right, Shuichi. I'll leave the finale to you. Bring down the house.
Shuichi, please. Put an end for Angie and Tenko's sake. End this class trial.
I understand. I'll go over everything one more time. Keo, I want you to confess. No, I will force you to confess.
Oh Gott. Closing argument. Start. Was habe ich denn hier alles? Smells on chemical broad. The removed floorboard. Was the comment who? The room. This log. Sickle place to kill. What weapon knocked out? Wo ist es denn? Hä? Okay, was hab ich denn hier? What was compressing the injury? Oh, irgendwie tut mir Angie jetzt da leid. Killed Angie. Okay, das habe ich noch nicht. Whose effigy was stabbed with the katana? Kaede. The handle on the spinning katana. Hit the sliding block. Ice body was found. Who unlocked the door? Kokichi habe ich noch nicht. Steif. What weapon did the culprit set up in the iron cage? Das hier. Who besides Kokichi was responsible for extinguishing the candles? Ich hab mich selber noch nicht. How was the culprit able to move around in the darkness during the seance? Half made with salt. When the culprit approached the cage. How did the magic circle get erased? Hab ich irgendwas übersehen? Door. Ah, diese dumme Animation. Warum muss die kommen? Who was the culprit with the saw in the empty room? Lockpicking, cut cross pieces. Whose effigy was stabbed? Muskaede. When Age's body was found, who unlocked the door? The common approach the cage. Hier kannst du noch mal schön sehen. Oder gleich noch mal in der Zusammenfassung.
This is the truth of the case.
Ich esse so eine Kekse.
Back at the first murder. It was late last night. The culprit was in the empty room on the 4th floor. The culprit was preparing the seance murder they had planned. To use the floorboard as a seesaw, they had to cut the crosspiece supporting it. The plan was to make the same preparations for all 3 empty rooms. This would divert suspicion away from the culprit and whoever picked a room. To cut the crosspieces, they needed a saw. I imagine they got one from the warehouse. They were planning to cut the crosspieces in all 3 rooms. However, when the culprit was working on the middle room, the unexpected happened. Angie walked into that room and saw the culprit making their preparations. She needed some fire for the ritual and had gone to the room for a candle. At that point, the culprit had not finished the setup and was just cutting crosspieces. Angie might not have concluded that it was tied to some kind of murder plan, but now that Angie had seen it, the culprit couldn't use the seesaw trick. Any other person might have just given up, but not our culprit. The culprit took the floorboard they loosened and struck the unsuspecting Angie in the head. The culprit did not want to give up on their plan and had to improvise. They wrapped duct tape around Angie's injury to stop the bleeding. Then they picked up her unconscious body and carried her to a research lab. While she was unconscious, the culprit hurried to tie up this loose end. But because they were in a hurry, they made a crucial oversight. They didn't notice the duct tape had peeled off and was under Angie's body. Without that evidence, we may never have figured out the culprit's trick. Carrying the supplies they needed, the culprit returned to the ultimate art lab. Locked the front door from inside. And took out the katana they brought from their own lab. They then stabbed Angie in the back of the neck, finally killing her. Then, to further confuse us, the culprit attempted to make a locked room mystery. First, they used rope from the warehouse and hung 4 effigies upside down. There were 2 reasons for this. To overwhelm the room with an occult atmosphere. And the other was the key to locking the room. The culprit stuck the katana into Kaede's effigy near the rear entrance. And spun the effigy around to twist up the rope. After enough turns, the culprit let go and headed for the rear door. Once released, the effigy began spinning, and the gold leaf katana with it. The handle of the katana then hit the sliding lock, locking the door. A difficult trick, but remember that the lock was so loose it moved at the slightest touch. The culprit also would have had the opportunity to attempt it many times. Once complete, the door was locked, but the duct tape was left behind. Perhaps the culprit noticed it, but by that point, it was too late. The room was sealed. There was no way for them to get back inside. Then, this morning, we opened up the room and discovered Angie's body.
Das Duct Tape ist wahrscheinlich sehr leicht runtergegangen, weil da von innen Blut dagegen gelaufen ist. Wahrscheinlich deswegen ist es leichter weggegangen. Nur deswegen. Und ich wollte noch sagen, ich habe einen Twix gefunden und habe es gegessen. Das war sehr lecker.
But the culprit wasn't finished. They wanted one more murder. To do that, they manipulated us into performing this seance. Of the 3 empty rooms, the middle one was chosen for the seance. I was invited by Kokichi to take Kibo's place in the seance. Tenko volunteered to be the medium, but she never imagined it would get her killed. To perform the seance, the culprit claimed they needed something for Tenko. A small stone that Himiko had brought from the courtyard. Tenko, at the culprit's request, bowed her head until it was touching the stone. That position was instrumental in making sure the murder went as planned. Next, Kokichi and I placed the iron cage over Tenko, in the middle of the magic circle. The culprit then volunteered to drape the white cloth over the iron cage. We didn't realize it at the time, but that was a deliberate decision by the culprit. They needed to set up the murder weapon that was used to kill Tenko. While they were covering the cage with a cloth, they secretly placed the sickle. Finally, 4 of us placed the wooden statue on top of the cage. The culprit used the weight of the statue to keep the murder weapon in place. After the preparations were complete, we began the seance. In complete darkness, we each stood in one corner and sang the caged child song. When the song finished, the soul of the dead was supposed to enter the medium. But our culprit had another plan: to commit a murder in the darkness. Right after we started singing, the culprit began making their way toward Tenko. It would have been quite difficult to do in total darkness, but our culprit had a guide. They used the lines of the magic circle drawn with salt. The culprit felt for the salt and used it to guide them along. And when the culprit reached the center of the circle, they found the floorboard that had its crosspiece cut off the night before. Then lifted up their foot and stomped down hard on the floorboard. The floorboard lifted up like a seesaw and pushed Tenko's body up toward the ceiling of the cage. Tenko was stabbed in the back of the neck by the sickle on the top of the cage. She was killed right before our eyes, and we didn't even see it. After committing the crime, the culprit followed the salt back to their corner. Finished the ritual and had us light the candles. We followed the culprit's directions and removed the equipment used for the seance. And discovered Tenko's body. And while we were all focused on the body, the culprit picked up the sickle and dropped it under the floor through the hole in the corner of the room. Ironically, the final step of the murder was unwittingly carried out by us. The culprit had planned the murder so that we would unintentionally destroy some evidence. That evidence was the magic circle that the culprit used to navigate in the dark. However, the culprit didn't know that Kibo had taken a picture. He really saved us. Without that, we wouldn't know what changes were made to the circle. But now we know for certain, and we know the culprit drew the magic circle. Korekyo Shinguchi, the ultimate anthropologist. You're the culprit behind these murders.
You don't say. Oh. Ich bin auf die Hinrichtung gespannt.
That's where my detective work leads us.
Wird er mumifiziert jetzt?
Sweet Korekyo. There are times when it's necessary to admit defeat. Admit? Yeah. Okay.
So you finally...
Unfortunately. Yes. Yes. It's unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. My one regret, my only regret, was not being able to make 100 friends.
100 friends?
It was my dream to make 100 friends. Oh, it's so unfortunate. I was so close to 100.
What are you talking about? I do not understand a word of this.
Ja, auf Facebook, da kriegst du 200.
Gives a fuck. Let's vote for this kooky bastard and be done.
Roger that. One voting time coming up.
The heart racing excitement.
The heart racing excitement.
As the blackened and the spotless finally face off.
It's voting time.
Ich glaube, Moldan wirft sich jetzt selber gleich mit in die Hinrichtung. Wen nehmen wir denn?
Now then, it seems the voting has finished. Let's see the result.
Gefasst, du musst mehr lachen, als ich sollte. Und wie viele haben für uns gewotet? Was? Er hat für sich selbst gewotet?
Who'll be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
War auf das nicht gefasst und hat mehr gelacht, als er sollte. Yay, Münzen! Kann ich die ganzen Münzen bitte alle haben? Ja, geht. 200 Kreuz bekommen. If you manage to get 12 correct verdicts in a row, you will proceed to the bonus round. How's this gonna last that long?
For now.
It's finally over. No, not that I haven't heard his answer yet. Yo, why? Why did you kill Angie and Tentacle? Yeah, no need to kill them both. Madam.
Hey.
Did you not? Your motive has something to do with the transistor who was resurrected?
Hey.
Don't tell me, you were actually scared of the resurrection ritual. The resurrection had nothing to do with it. Because we are friends, I will tell you. No one believed in the ritual. I would never kill someone over such a silly thing as that.
Yes.
For the one that I love.
There is someone that I love.
From the bottom of my heart. Someone so dear, someone I long for.
I love her with all my heart. And she loves me with all her heart. Yes, we vowed an endless love to each other, forever bound by fate. None can come between us. We are bound by an intense love, no matter what anyone says.
What?
Bragging about your perfect love life? Fuck you, Sohos aren't that lucky? So this sea, the love of yours, you had to escape.
Tell me.
So you killed Angie and Tenko. Why did you need to kill... If you ask, if I did it to escape this place, my answer would be no.
Wonderful.
Because I have no need to escape this place. There's no one I love inside.
Wait!
Yeah.
Calm down. No one would ever want a disgusting shit stuff bitch like you anyway.
Sploosh!
You, who is the person you love? Is it really one of us? When I say inside, I don't mean inside this academy. I mean inside me.
Sister.
Yes, the one I love and lives in my dearest sister.
Wait! Right?
Well, if you were his sister, would you kill himself already? Your sister? But
Whatever is the matter?
it's not that difficult. My sister is my lover.
I loved her so deeply.
No physical connection. Warum muss das da oben stehen? Warum muss da oben stehen? No physical connection. Wenn du Love erinnert mich an Mika und oh, Sisterly, Sweet Home Alabama, Sister What's Incest geht immer.
The fact that we were siblings meant nothing to us. They called it forbidden love. But none could stop the love we shared. Oh, how I long for my sister's warmth. The only time I felt at peace was when I was enveloped in my sister's warmth. For my beloved sister.
That is why for my beloved sister I had to. You had to escape from here, right? No, I had to kill for her.
Huh? Sister.
Sister was very sickly. She was always in and out of the hospital ever since she was a child. Because of that, she didn't have many friends. She always seemed so lonely. Even if I could be her little brother and her lover, I couldn't be her friend. So I thought I would find her some friends. Friends of my dear deceased sister.
Huh? Do you understand?
My sisters now are ghosts, so her friends should be ghosts too, right?
For my beloved
For sister's sake, I've killed many to send her 100 friends. Was? Was? Ein Serienmörder? Wir haben ein Assassin und einen Serienmörder. Super! All Incest. So, die muss sich wieder aufpassen, keine harte Key zu wenn Max so viel mit Mumi schon vorliest. Incest. Nee, ich hab schon verkackt. Härteste Key seit langem. Ach, Squiddy, schon die 4. Runde. 6. Da musst du aber nochmal üben. Da geht Mumi manchmal jetzt nicht mehr. There were wonderful people worth of being sisters' friends. What?
Incomprehensible.
That's impossible to understand. Impossible. Sister's very happy.
Yes.
Yes, Kuriko. I'm very happy. Thanks to you, I'm not lonely.
What?
Could it be that this is the lipstick version of Q is?
Korekio's older sister.
Thank you for looking after my little brother.
What?
Liest sich ja gerne ein da in seinen Schwächen. After I lost my beloved sister, I was so distraught I nearly went mad. My sister came to save me.
I am pleased.
She visited me during one of my seances and stayed inside me.
Sister.
Now I can see her whenever I want. I'm never lonely.
Korekio.
It's wonderful, Kuriko. Your love made this impossible possible.
Are you serious?
Are you serious? Is this really a spirit?
I told you.
You said it's delusional. What a sad girl. You can't even believe in the power of love. Sie wird ihn gleich umbringen.
Ew.
Either way, he's totally out of his mind. I mean, he killed for that chick.
Well,
You said you killed a lot already, right? So it wasn't just the two of you killed here.
What was that?
Seems like he was already crazy here, got here. You didn't kill or escape from here. That wasn't your purpose from the get-to-go. She just wants to slaughter a bunch, huh?
Unacceptable.
Don't make me out to be some bloodthirsty, indiscriminate killer. I only kill girls who I think are worthy of being sisters' friends.
Huh?
I see, so when you were deciding on who should the medium, you thought that you just better and me would be a girl. So it would be work best with a girl. I spent time evaluating all the girls here.
Wonderful.
And besides Maki and Miyu, they were all worthy. All worthy of being sisters' friends.
Why you?
Hey, how come I'm not included? I mean, not that I care. Then the second victim could have been me. Tenko died in the place of me. Then I would do it. I can't think of anyone but me, then Jesus should go in. No, I would do it.
Excellent.
Hey Miko, you've been great, but Tenko Volting made me so happy. Her noble, earnest child made me a perfect friend for sister.
Wonderful.
She even infiltrated the student council to protect Himiko.
But
How did you? It was obvious to me. I've started many people. Yes, she stood up against the darkness of the school all by herself. All for her beloved friend.
beautiful.
I was so touched by that. How wonderful. She was perfect friend for my sister. What? Wieder Kokichi vorbei. Wenn Kyo sich dann einen runterholt, ist es Sex. Selbstbefriedigung oder Inzest? Gonter mit Mumimann-Stimme. Niemals, passt nicht. Max, wichtige Frage, die du beantworten musst. Deswegen ja, wie kann das weiß behaupten, dass Maki es nicht würdig ist? Maki ist zu gut für seine Schwester, deshalb bestimmt. Und ist es jetzt Sex, Selbstbefriedigung oder Inzest? Selbstbefriedigung, natürlich. So, I was planning on having you become a sister's friend too, eventually.
No way!
What? You do all that for? Wow, you did all that just to kill! For you to go that far, that's pretty impressive. You were interested in the cage shell, so just you could use it to kill someone.
Let's see.
It interested me as an anthropologist, of course, but more than that,
For my beloved sister.
I wanted to kill her sister. I cannot deny that overpowering feeling.
Are you okay?
But let's focus on Kyoga now. Allow me to explain, Fo. I did not plan to kill both of them. I knew I would have plenty of chances after escaping this place.
However,
But she walked in on me preparing, and I ended up killing her a different way. So I figured I may as well kill someone else too. You're talking like you killed her just because you could. No, not just because I could. I was sending another friend to my sister. Correctio. You're such thoughtful little brother, but it was bad to get greedy.
oh dear.
You're right. Because of that now I can't send another friend to sister. Do you understand now? I do swear the circumstance of Kariko's crime. I do not understand. This is all too impossible for me to understand. That's right, killing two friends for your sister? That's wrong. That's so wrong. Oh, don't get so worked up. There's something I learned after sister's death.
Do not worry.
Death only changes a person's form. The soul is on as a ghost.
That's right.
That's right. Even though I'm a ghost now, I'm always by Kariko's side.
Sister.
Thank you, sister. I love you. Got it out already!
Was
I
that?
don't understand anything you're saying. Nothing makes any sense. Not fair. Why did Angie and Tango have to die for something so unfair?
Well,
Because death is unfair.
and another thing.
Our deaths are unfair deaths. Why do you think the news stations get such high ratings when they're reporting about death? Because everyone likes unfair deaths.
Maybe.
Well, if you look like that, it's the whole killing game embodies that possibility, right? Gifted high school students forced to play a killing game. Man, if people were watching this, they would get a kick out of it.
Shut up!
No, this bullshit. Only sick fucks would enjoy watching this.
You got me.
Hell yeah, what's fun in this killing game? What about watching?
So then,
Yeah, this nature of killing this game is yet shrouded in mystery. But my role in it is over. I have finished my explanation to you, friends.
sister.
I think I shall go and see her now. My beloved sister.
Sister.
I was unable to send her in with friends, but at least I can see her again now.
Correcchio.
It's alright, sweet Correggio. Come to me.
Oh,
Looks like you're already prepared. Now then, let's get started.
it's punishment time!
Huh? Sister.
My beloved sister, at long last, I finally get to see you again.
That's right.
Yes, from now on, no one will try to stop us. We can be together without having to hide our love from others. Wait, I can't accept this! Like I said, there is no such a thing as death that can be
From
accepted.
an anthropological.
Why do you think mighty different cultures have funeral rites? Why do you think rumors of ways to resurrect the dead are keys? The living must find a reason, however, for us to accept death when it happens. How you come to terms with death as also defines how you live years.
What was that?
What?
I.
That was the answer I reached. How about you? How will you live a life that faces death?
Now then,
I-
I prepared a very special punishment.
For the ultimate anthropologist, Correggio Shinguchi!
shall observe.
I will watch over you all as a ghost. As your friend, I will watch over you.
That's right.
I won't be just me and Correggio. Others who died will be watching. I'll be watching to see how you face death, you of your friends.
Humanity. is
I'll be watching forever and ever.
It's punishment time!
He has been found guilty. Pinata? Gotcha, melting pot, ultimate product. Spin, 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 spin. Hä? Hä? Hui. Hä? Oh, jetzt wird er noch gekocht. Warum wird er gekocht? Das ist seine Schwester. Warum wird er denn gekocht? Was zur Hölle? Das haben sie. Okay, er wurde exorziert. Getötet, gekocht und exorziert. Wie schön. What? No, mother, why? What the thing makes you kill a cat would commit suicide? Ah, it's so cute. It's so freaking cute that I wouldn't kill by himself because he couldn't get along. Mother committed suicide. And I know this would happen. I would have been nicer to him. The only reason one of them impressed over getting along was because everyone but me bullied him.
That's right.
Yes, so mother comes to rope him to suicide, but not me. Hey, who's one of them? Oh, you already forgot? That's kinda scary. Well, looks like another class trial has wrapped up without incident, so I'm gonna take back this Necromonicon. Seems like a waste. Well, you guys sure you don't want to use it? You guys should have brought someone back to life and had into your rooster.
You?
I told you. What's the point?
I assume you will think another murder will happen if you do that, right? What a waste, none of you work out how to use it. You should have let me have it. Then I could resurrect one of my dead siblings. Which one? I don't know, we are pretty terrible actually. Wait, did one of us die? I could have sworn it was just the two of us with the whole time. It's too bad. You missed your chance to raise the dead. That's what you get from doubting me.
So long, farewell.
Oh god. Even now, he still talks about raising the dead. Man, this is stupid. What people believe in this... but living people shouldn't have to suffer because of the dead. The living are more precious than the dead, no matter what. That's something that our coward like you should say. Shut up, leave me alone. But there's one thing this case taught me. I thought there was a god watching over us, but... there isn't after all, not in this academy. Yeah, you're right. Well, that's why we have to work together, right? Face it together. Our ultimate talents are the best weapons we have. Then Gunnar do his best to keep everyone safe. Gunnar wanna protect everyone. But your talent is entomology. I don't want Shuichi to use his ultimate talent anymore. I'm getting sick of our class trials. Ah, you're right. Hey, your talent has assassin is way more trouble. We are gonna use that, huh? I work hard until everyone trusts my ultimate talent.
That's right.
I may not be possible now, but I'll put the effort so everyone can trust me. I won't run anymore. I want to survive and escape this place with everyone. I see! So I wonder how long that will last. What if your true calling is a killer shows? Don't underestimate her. Maggie Roll's one of my sidekicks. I don't remember being your sidekick. I also didn't tell you to stop calling me Maggie Roll. Oh, you guys are so close now. This must be the powerful bond of friendship. But I would have preferred it to happen sooner, especially not after losing 7 people. You're right, only 9 people left now. Well, what do you know? The numbers can't do basic math. That's right, even 7 pieces of shit have been flushed away and only 9 remain. But calculation, doesn't that make you one of the pieces?
But
There's 9 of us. Humans are like weeds. Too numerous to count, 7 of us, that doesn't mean much in the end. That's totally what the heartless robot is thinking, right? No, I'm not thinking that. Your bland robophobia is simply excusable. Okay, nächste Predictions für Tode, worüber ich mich dann aufrege, weil ihr alles ratet. Ich lasse es, ich rate sowieso nicht richtig. Just you guys, I believe in all of you.
well, of course.
Those who remain can't start over. All up, Keyboy. Needs to apologize to everyone for the whole steering council thing. And there's only one kind of apology that I'm willing to accept.
How exciting!
Yank your head off and smash it onto the ground with all your strength, got that?
No way.
I've never heard of such an intense form of apology.
You alright?
Nico, you okay? Anything Gonta can do to help? You can tell Gonta.
Hey,
I think we should let her have some space for now. That might have been the best for her.
okay.
I remember how I felt.
Oh.
I can understand.
You're so dumb.
God, Himiko is such a liar.
Because I'm a liar.
Personally, I don't think lies are exactly a bad thing. Let's face it, you wouldn't have any free will if the world was compromised with just the truth. But even then, I don't think it's good to lie to yourself, you know?
Right?
What I'm saying, think about Himiko's feelings a little bit. I only said this because I thought about it. Himiko has been lying to herself about her own feelings. She has been holding back. Hey, what are you pressing? Why are you trying so hard to hold back? Mio stirbt und Oma ist der Mörder. Sie soll endlich sterben. Ich glaube, es könnte es mir erstmal falsch liegen, weil sie ihre Objektivität verliert. Ja, harte. Tango, Angie, I'm so lonely. And I gotta say, my sister can't go where we are.
Damn it.
Cried for a long time. She cried as if she was releasing all the emotion that had been bottled up inside. Before we knew it, as if we are floored by her doing so, we began crying. The tears we shed can't even describe it. We were crying about what we had been through and what was to come. Sadness, hatred, frustration, discord, anger, love. Tears were filled with emotion. But at the very least, there weren't tears of submission. There were tears to push us forward. Oh, Himiko. However.
Is she hard to carry, Gonta?
Oh. Gonta hebt so einen Gullideckel mit einer Hand hoch. Ist die Himiko schwer zu tragen? Was? Tsumugi ist etwas bescheuert.
No, she's fine.
She's sleeping very peacefully.
She's all tuckered out after crying. Robots sleep well after leaking their oils too, right?
I have told you many times that I do not use oil as my fuel source.
But wow, that really surprised me. She passed out as soon as she stopped crying.
Yeah, but she looks so peaceful sleeping like that.
She probably felt better after letting it all out, don't you think?
Yeah, I hope so.
Then Gonta carry Himiko to her room.
Make sure you focus real good on your back, you hear me? You'll need that focus if you want to feel her little mosquito bites poking ya.
There's no
Mio,
way
verreck
that's the
einfach.
thing. Gonta is a gentleman after all.
While we were heading back to the dorms, I suddenly noticed Kaito had stopped on his tracks. Kaito, what's wrong? Nothing. Just want to get some night air. Don't worry about me. Go on ahead.
Well,
Anyway, don't do something like this again, okay? If you dislike scary things, then you should have said on earlier what you were saying. Oh, you worried about me? Yeah, you worried about your stupidity. I still haven't warmed up to me.
But
Maybe not, but I feel like the walls we had up are calming down a little, you know? Perhaps those all were her enemies. It seems like she doesn't want to wait anymore. Yeah, maybe, but you sound like you are breaking, Kaito. But like I said, I'm gonna get some air before I go back. You can go ahead.
okay.
Got it.
Yeah, see you tomorrow. Oh Mann. So süß, wie er sie getragen hat. Ja. Vielleicht überlebt ja dieses Mal wirklich der Muskelberg. Der hat ja bisher noch nie überlebt. Was?
Damn it.
Fuck! Alter, fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you, Spiel! Sag jetzt nicht, er hat Krebs.
I don't have time to be dying. I still haven't gone into space yet. Damn it. No way am I gonna die here. No way.
Sag nicht, er hat Krebs. Ding, ding, ding. Alter. Obtain Face Mask. Ja, ich möchte gern speichern. Also perfekt zum Aufhören. Was ist der Teaser für die nächste Chapter? A few days ago?
Hey there. Guess I don't have to introduce myself, huh? I get that this is probably pretty confusing seeing yourself like this. Guess I should start from the beginning. That's the way it is. Now, Monokuma probably already told you this, but just in case, this killing game will continue until there are only 2 people left. Now, the important part of that rule is that... Oh, there is one more thing. Well, the truth is, this isn't your first. Anyone who finds out who you are is gonna come for you. So watch your back. Trust no one. And never forget. You wanted this killing game, so you have to win, no matter what.
But